get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going.
Hi guys, welcome. I'm Karla Treadway. Thank you for downloading the Clarity Workshop. This is a huge favorite. I had a ton of people ask me in my Instagram stories, please make this. And it is one of our core intro courses inside of the Sovereign CEO Academy, but I didn't really want to gatekeep this one because it's where you start. And there are so many entrepreneurs out there struggling right now because either they know that it's probably time to create a new source of income right now with everything going on, inflation, recession. Maybe they're working a 9 to 5 and it no longer aligns with their value system and they want to leave. You know, we have a lot of nurses, doctors, teachers that have left their regular jobs and have come into the Sovereign CEO. And then there's my creative friends who don't struggle with the ideas. The ideas are plenty. The problem is they're not sure which one to take action on. And where a lot of coaches out there will tell you guys to diversify your income streams, what I'm actually going to tell you is you should go all in on less. Diversification is amazing later, after you've built an amazing product, you become masterful at talking about it, selling it, then sure, add on. So you'll find that I'm a little bit different in that way. But let's get into the material here. So finding your thing is a deeply personal journey. It's going to take some time. Hopefully you do this workshop and you've already had an inkling and you know what this thing is now. And this is just confirmation. If you're just starting out, it might take you a little bit more time. And know that you don't have to stress about it either. So this might not be a perfect landing place. You might not have the skies open up and a beaming light come in from God and tell you this is your thing. That might never happen. But this workshop is going to help you get much clearer on what thing you should start taking action on and moving forward with. And that's life. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So enjoy this work. There's a lot of self-discovery, self-work required as an entrepreneur. So it's never a loss. You guys are going to enjoy this journey. So we're going to help you investigate some self-awareness tools, some practical research tools that you can use for this. But I also want you to understand that this is also a choice. You want to choose something that feels good and aligned and purposeful for you. And at some point, you will just have to choose. So don't overthink this thing. You might end up with two things that you just really can't choose between. Guys, if you go all in on either of them, I promise you it'll work. And you can always do option 2, option 3 later. So don't stress. So people's paths are complicated. I was a psychology major. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I've had brick and mortar businesses, digital businesses. My husband and I traveled every 6 months for about 15 years. I've been a waitress. I've worked for the Royal Bank of Canada. I've been a life and business coach for over 10 years. And I specialize now in brand and marketing. This is going to be a journey. So in this workshop, we're going to talk about self-awareness and self-study. We're going to talk about the feedback interview, one of my favorite tools. We're going to talk about market research and experimentation. So step 1 is self-awareness. Get your journals out. You can always pause this recording and simply make a list of all the things that you like, that you're inspired by, that you're passionate about. Make a giant list. Don't censor the thing to start. And then start niching down. Then start looking at that list and say, okay, which one of these things can I talk about for hours? Because you might like road biking, for example, but are you obsessed with it? Could you talk about it all the time? You want to identify your unique strengths, your talents, your skills, and shoot for the moon here. There's nothing too small, too silly, or too grand. What are you naturally good at? Are you funny? Are you really organized? What do other people come to you for advice for? And what are your core values, principles, and beliefs? And at the end of the day, what matters most to you in life and work? You want to be passionate about whatever you choose. The sweet spot is it's something that you're passionate about and you're good at, so that you can then commit to learning about it, mastering it, like I said, going all in on that thing. So that step one is self-awareness. Step two is, well, let's bring some other people into this conversation. And this is where we bring in the feedback interview. Other people can offer valuable insights into things that maybe we just actually don't see about ourselves, some things that maybe you overlooked. Now, I'm going to share some feedback questions with you. You might want to take a screenshot here, or again, just pause and you can write them down in a journal. The feedback interview requires that you do this first because people are very polite, especially Canadians. Sorry. In order for the feedback interview to work, in order for it to be effective, you must tell the person before you start that you will only say thank you, no matter what answer comes out, because you want them to be honest with you. So if they are noticing something that you're not so good at, they're going to tell you in this interview, and you're going to tell them that you're not going to argue. You're not going to make a face. You're just going to say thank you. Okay? It does not work unless you do this. It's a kind of a scary thing to do, but it is so helpful. Pick someone that knows you, someone that you dated, a family member, a cousin, a good friend, someone that you've worked with, someone that really understands you. So here are some of the questions. How would you describe me in 3 words? What would you say are 3 of my strengths and talents? What would you say are 3 areas that I could improve on? Again, zip it, whatever comes out. What 3 things do you love about how I am with you or with other people in general? What would you say are my ineffective patterns that I may or may not be aware of, right? Maybe you are not organized at all, and you want to run a cleaning company and manage a bunch of people. Okay, we want to hear this feedback that actually you managing other people and organizing invoices, I don't know. You want to know that. What would you say is the single biggest thing holding me back from my greatness? This could be good news. This could be not so good news. And what would you love to see me take more action on? Not everyone is willing to do the feedback interview, but if you do it, I promise you, you're going to get earth-shattering information. It's going to give you a wild glimpse into who you really are, what you're good at, and what you can focus on improving. You'll also understand how other people perceive you, which is actually really good to know. So as you go through this, you might have a variety of choices now. You want to take that massive list and thin it down a little bit. How do you choose? Well, you can actually start investigating these particular careers. Don't give yourself 10 to 20 to investigate. Narrow it down. Maybe you start attending workshops or seminars. Maybe you're downloading other people's freebies or watching some videos on YouTube related to these different fields. Maybe you start looking at people who are doing this work right now and doing a little research on them. How did they get started? How long did this take? What does their business model look like? And last but not least is try it out. Try it out. Maybe you just put yourself out there. Maybe you send an email to your email list saying, hey, I'm thinking of starting this thing. Is anyone interested? You could start a waiting list. You could just start putting feelers out there. In business, we want to fail fast and cheap. So a waiting list is actually an excellent tool just to gauge if there's any interest in this idea. Another great tool you can use is an archetype or a personality assessment tool. We love human design. There's also the Enneagram. You can take a career assessment tool. There's a ton of different ones out here, but you'll get a pretty good sense of whether or not that chosen path is aligned with your unique personality. Now, it's fun to know this stuff, but also don't silo yourself, because there are always disruptors. There are always people that can break outside of a pattern, but this is just a cool tool that you can also use to assess your personality. Maybe you're a people person. Maybe you're more introspective. Maybe you would be amazing on a stage. These are all helpful things in choosing your next career path. And of course, get coached. A professional coach is a skilled thinking partner, trained in listening for what you really want. A good coach doesn't tell you what you want, right? They're listening for the words behind the words. So you could hire a coach or a mentor to help you pull out what your thing might be based on your story, your desires, your skills, and your strengths. This is an exercise that I do often with my one-to-one clients, especially if they're feeling like they're lacking confidence. This comes up a lot when we're establishing pricing in their business. I'll do this exercise with them. So this is called Bring Your Credentials and Write Your Own Too. In this exercise, you want to write a resume, but we're going to expand on it. So you're going to start with like the normal resume things, every diploma, certification, degree you have, every job you've ever had. But then we're going to start expanding. I want you to start listing every course that you've completed, every book that you've read that applies to this chosen career, experiences that you've made it through. What do you have a body of evidence in? Maybe you've healed an autoimmune disorder. Maybe you have started your own business or your own practice. You might also want to mention every mentor or coach relationship that you have. And of course, any skills, talents, things that you naturally possess. Maybe you're good at public speaking. Again, maybe you're really organized. Write yourself the biggest list, a big brag list. You don't have to show it to anyone. This is just for you. And I want you to think about every single thing that you have studied or that you are skilled in. Let me give you an example. So this is a client example. I won't name her for privacy. Credentials, she was a nurse for over 10 years. She is a certified massage therapist for 6. Her list is actually much, much bigger than this. Her courses, she's got regenerative agriculture, holistic nutrition, detoxing, spiritual wellness, body work. She has experience transitioning careers, healing her own autoimmune disease, parents' neurodegeneration, mitigating stress and anxiety, building her own health practice. And some special skills that she has include holistic approach to wellness, intuitive knowing with clients, seeing the whole person, organization and big picture thinking, lifelong student, and can break down complex ideas so that they're easily understood. Now, looking at this list, I bet you guys are also seeing something like pretty cohesive. You're seeing like the whole person. This is beautiful. This is where we really start crafting like your personal brand, but also the business, and where we look on our past sometimes and think, oh, that doesn't belong, or that's so different, or that was left field. When you see it all down in paper, you actually start seeing that everything kind of fits together like a very unique and interesting puzzle, which can also be a really good tool for helping you carve out your unique thing. Your thing might not exist yet. And doing this exercise, you might find this unique intersection of your different paths and knowledge. Okay, why isn't that sliding? So remember, discovering the thing for work is a journey. It's not a destination. This thing will grow and evolve as you do as a human being. Embrace the process, remain patient, persistent, and trust in your unique journey and potential to find work that aligns with your passion, your strengths, and your purpose. And whatever you choose to explore, reflect and adjust, stay open-minded and curious, and keep aligning yourself with your purpose and impact. Impact meaning, who do you want to help? So I love the question, how do you want to feel and who do you want to help? That kind of question is so much better than how much money do you want to make and how do you want to make money. Because if we're only led by money, I promise you, you will burn out. I promise you, you won't be able to make it through the tough parts of business. You got to love what you do. Okay, friends, so that's our workshop, short and sweet. Feel free to go back and rewatch it if that's helpful. If you have any questions, you can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Karla Joy Treadway. Karla's with a K. And when you're ready for more, again, don't rush this. Subscribe to the Sovereign CEO on YouTube. We also have a podcast on Apple and Spotify where I teach about all things business, politics, the Great Awakening. So there are some not just business things on there as well. You can join the Sovereign CEO Academy. Or you could book a discovery call with me and my team. But I hope this is a really great start for you guys. If you check out the notes here in the YouTube video, you're going to be able to find some links for some of these things to book a discovery call. And if you get on my email list, I shoot out really special deals to only people on that list. And I also send out more free content in abundance to everyone that signs up because I know that your inbox is valuable real estate and I really like to serve my audience well. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you find your thing. Let me know how it goes. Send me a DM when you find it.
Been underground, now I aim for the sky. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these moves only making you stronger.